Hey Simmers, I'm back with my speed build. Sorry for the delay. I did one speed build and when I was doing the house tour I wasn't happy with it, so that's going to be a build tour Wednesday because I did go back and modify it and I just kind of did a whole new build tour. The other reason why it's delayed was because I had to take 2.5 hours of footage and edit it down. So there will be some random jumping, all that, so in the comments if you have any advice for how to do some of the transitions between the cuts and stuff like that, let me know. I'm still working on it. I'm actually happy I was able to edit it down. So today's build, as you saw by the title, it's an Italian inspired house restaurant. I figure it's an older couple. They renovated their house after their kids moved out, so that they can use majority of the downstairs as a diner area, and they use their normal kitchen and dining room as theirs, but they took the what was their living room and other space, opened it up, and made it into a dining area, and they took out one of the bedrooms upstairs and made it into the living room. The idea for this was as playing cooking simulator and their pizza uh, simulation DLC. I'm like, ooh, that makes a good idea. So yeah, some of the cutting I took out, some of the putting stuff in and all that. I did have a lot of the cabinets from Cozy Kitchen up on the walls, but then I didn't like how they were looking, so I kind of took them out. Here I was just decided to put some shelves with like the antique coffee and the antique tea kettle. So this is their kitchen. Uh, Using the Cozy kitchen counter set, I fear they have an older stove, older fridge. The final way this turned out, I was very happy with. I did edit out a lot of my random spinning that you see. Tried to remove a lot of menu searching when I can't think of what the actual proper name is for the item. So I deleted a bunch of that. So the kitchen, the kitchen here, I tried to stick to earthy tones for this build. The build tour on Wednesday will be the exact opposite. I will tell you that right now. There is some decorating that I did that I just decided just to cut out. I've already said that once. Here I'm using the tables from the Dine Out pack. I really wished all the tables function the same way with the white on top and the brown on bottom. But the long tables, it's reversed, which to me doesn't make sense. And it's set up so that you have 3 tables of 4 and 2 tables of 2, as you can see. Oh, I used these lights throughout the entire build. These ones and the 3 ones, because they worked with what I was thinking. Parts of the stuff that I did cut out as well is a lot of spots where I was doing a bunch of clicking to put stuff up on walls, and the downstairs bathroom I completely cut out. You'll see what it looks like in the build tour. Again, when it comes to the build tour, you'll see that the upstairs bathroom is more vampire stuff, so it looks more like it was the original bathroom, where the downstairs one has a little bit more modern utilities, so it was the one that was was built to go into for the diner area. The downstairs, the only two rooms that have like slightly different colors is the dining room and the bedroom. Dining room I kind of had a blue wall where the rest are browns and all that. I figure they have fresh spices in their kitchen. Here's me working on the outside now. The side area that is stone, it has the juice maker. I figure they make their own juice because you can't have wine in this game. The key points that I came up with this is the story. It's a more elderly couple. Their kids have moved out. They live in a rural area of Italy, so the house is very Italian inspired. I did some looking up, and well, once their child moved out, they decided to renovate and make it so they could have the restaurant. They have a large garden in the back, and a greenhouse, so they have fresh herbs, spices, vegetables, and fruit for cooking. I figure the milk containers that you saw in the back area, I figure they've made a deal with another local farmer to get fresh milk and fresh cheeses for their meals. I will say it does not. You can't set it as a diner because it does not have the chef station, the reception desk, or the waiter podium. I chose not to include those because it didn't fit with the story I had in my head. I really wish you could as long as you have a certain. I understand the criteria, but if you could have it so that if you have a stove and a sink and say a cash register, you could turn it into a restaurant as well. So that you could do builds like this and not have to have those stupid items. Because I find those take up a lot of space. Because not all restaurants have podiums where you get greeted by a host. So the upstairs, like I said, is the living room. Again, keeping with more earthy tones, all that. When I brought my sim self here, because he had to live here for a few days just to get so the plants could grow and all that, I had him going around testing a few things. Everything I tested worked, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So if you do download this, remember to have the move objects active. Something you should do with any downloads off the gallery, because a lot of builders use those. So the bedroom, as you can see, is green, and then I used a lot of white furniture. I figured it's going to be the relaxing room. The way I figured is where the living room was, it used to be also a bedroom. They just took out the wall to create the living room upstairs, so they had to have their own space. And that blue plant drove me nuts because every time I stick it on something, it goes dark, like it's out of light, even though you're allowed to stick it on things. I don't know if it's a glitch or something. So yeah, the bedroom has a lot of objects that have a bit of weight, and then I added this little toy car model because I wanted to stick something else on the dresser that wasn't the typical stuff I stick on there, like the makeup and all that. So I used the same tile as down below, and then I went through like a couple of different ideas, trying to figure out what I want it for the walls in here. Use the like I say, use the vampire tub and toilet. Then I use the cozy cottage counters to make it look like it was the original. The only thing I don't like is when it came to the towel rack, the vampire one only has the small single towel. I wish I had a larger one so I could have like matching towels in the bathroom. So the upstairs is pretty complete. Like I said, there's the juice maker from Eco Lifestyle. This is where I build the greenhouse so that even in the wintertime they have fresh products to use in their cooking. I put in vertical gardens and normal round potted planters in the greenhouse. Then when like I said, I brought my sim self in, I made him plant a bunch of plants. The outside garbage cans are in the area, the juice making area. Couldn't think of anything to stick on the counters. Made it so you don't have to water the plants. So here we go. So yeah, part I took out was putting the ivy on the building. I actually helped fill out the walls on the outside. So you have the sign. Like I said, I figured it's out in the rural area, so it's maybe just on the outskirts of a town. It seems so inviting. I actually like how all the colors work together in the end with all the earth style tones. Here's the bathroom you didn't see. Like I said, it's a little bit more modern than the upstairs one. It was an addition. And yes, there's ivy inside the building. Then we come over and we look into the kitchen area. They took out the wall and put those counters there. The kitchen's set up, so they do all the cooking for both the restaurant and themselves in the same area. The dining room area is nice blue. Then we go out here. Those are the milk things. Like I said, I fear they get deliveries from other farms to make up for some of the stuff that they don't produce themselves. The living space. I do like how those lights work. They actually feel like they fit in with what I was going for. Oh, I wish that curtain came in yellow. It'd make that look. It would fit in perfectly then. Bedroom. And they have, from their bedroom, they have a nice view of the garden, which we'll actually go out and see in a few minutes. So the plan is this week, there's going to be this speed build. I'm going to put a build tour up on Wednesday, which is the modified and edited building that originally was going to be a speed build up on Wednesday, and I'll have another speed build up on Friday. And then I should be back to my normal schedule next week. Garden. Like I said, I edited out so much of stuff that I didn't think was you need to see, like me just continually clicking the ground to put the paths in. All that, me putting up the ivies. I think I cut out the landscaping too. But it's very minimalistic kind of things. We do a fly around the entire building so you can see the whole exterior. I think it turned out well. I think this probably looks like the most modern thing other than their flashy high-end computer they have. Figure the mom of the family uses the computer to advertise their diner online. I think the ivy actually helped the outside, because before it was just all just kind of gray going all the way up, and the adding to it. The only changes I would probably make myself is maybe move the stove and the sink and have a window looking out onto the garden. Is one of the biggest changes I'd probably make. So that's the speed build. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to, and until next time, Susu!